What did I want to do? Oh, my editor wants me to react to this because Tyler1 apparently reacted to a video or a tweet of mine. So apparently we got to look at this.
Can we talk about something really quick? I don't really want to talk about it, but it was like this morning when I was watching Sailor for a bit. She went down in her playpen, and I actually opened up Twitter. And in my For You page, what did I see? This right here. This is like...
Okay, number one, you, Tyler, for calling me old, you piece of shit.
Cinema for me, by the way.
I saw this already.
Apparently Dom had tweeted, right? And his tweet was, at 34 years old, I had recently discovered pajama pants. These shits are comfortable as hell. Why did no one tell me about this before? Well, first things first, Jesus, you're 34, Dom. At what point do we call it? Bro, retire, move to the country, start a family, Dom.
I mean, I've done most of that. I'm like kind of like soft retired, you know. I kind of just only stream what I want to stream now, even though I do like cover most of LPL and, you know, like LCK, whatever. I actually enjoy doing that stuff. So at times like this, I do feel like I'm like retired. Like when I log on for a stream like this, and I've got, I don't even know what do we have, like 2,400 viewers. Like this feels like retirement. This feels like, oh, I'm just doing what I want to do, and then I'm just gonna go through with the rest of my day after. I did kind of move to the country, bro. I live on a golf course. I live with like old ass people. You know, people come to my house minimum age like 60. You know, like I've kind of done that. I just need to do the starting a family part, which will come. Probably in the next couple years, we'll start figuring it out.
Good God, you're 34? Come on, Unc. Anyway.
Yeah, bro, I'm so old. That's so crazy.
So I was like, oh, cool. And to me, I actually like reading the comments of these things because, like, okay, what's happening in the comment section? This guy, Gatekeeper right here, is like, why are you lying? We've seen you in pajama pants a lot. In fact, it's random as hell because normally you have a normal top, but you'd see when you'd stand up and the legs would clearly be a nighttime garbage. This is their top. So, like, this guy's like, wait a minute. No.
Bro, what the why am I getting policed on the word recent? Like, okay, full disclosure. I started wearing pajama pants about like 7 months ago. 7 months ago, I started wearing pajama pants because I found them and I was like, oh shit, they're comfortable. That's when I say recent, I don't want to be like, oh, 6 months ago, I've developed a love for pajama pants. Like 7 months, like what the is 7 months? Like, is that not something you can say recent for? Like when LPL started smurfing for like the period of time when LPL was better than LCK from like 2018 to 2022, like MSI, when they were winning almost every tournament, people would be like, oh, the recent like LCK come up, and that would be like a fucking 4-year period in a 12-year game. But apparently for me, if I say recent and I'm talking like 6 months, like I get like an LCK fan being like, why are you lying? Like, how fucking much of an insane loser do you have to be to like call that a lie?
No, you're lying, bro. You've been wearing. First of all, why would you say like? Okay, why would Dom even lie about wearing pajama pants? Like
I mean, look, why does it have to be a lie? It's like, oh, well, then you shouldn't, you shouldn't say recent. That I mean, you can say like, oh, your use of recently is bad. Like you shouldn't say recent. You know, like you shouldn't say recent for something that's like 6 months old. What I thought about instantly is like, remember when everyone was talking about lane swaps at Worlds? And then when people were like, oh, well, recently teams have been lane swapping, and that seemed like a recent strategy. It had only been out of the game for, 6 years? And that started in playoffs in April, which is like 6-7 months ago. And that's recent, but like, I can't say recent here. It's fucking weird, bro.
He just wanted to tweet something? Anyway, Dom's like, find one clip of me wearing pajama pants outside of this year.
Yes.
When I learned about him.
You know what I should have done? I should have offered him money. I should have been like, find one clip of me wearing pajama pants for the last 1 year. If I have worn pajama pants in the last over 1 year ago, I'll give you 5K. I should have said something like that.
Keeper was like, he actually went and scrubbed Dom's VODs, and he was like, you got them on here. What looks like a don't.
And obviously he didn't do it. He's like, oh, here's 6 months ago you were wearing them. And I said outside of this year.
Pajama
might have been like 7 months, bro. I'm not. I didn't timestamp the time where I wore in pajama pants.
I was like, oh, he came with receipts. Why would Dom lie about that? What the? It's like, this guy went through the VODs. So I was like, okay, when was this video made? 6 months ago. So this guy was scrolling through Dom's videos for 6 months?
That's like mentally ill, bro. And of course he's like a T1 fan. Of course he's a T1 fan.
Find when he last wore pajamas.
We don't even need to. We don't even need to know. We don't even need to check anything to know he's a T1 fan.
Pajama pants? This isn't normal. And then Dom was like, oh, hell no. So 6 months ago, and a 34-year-old lifespan is not recent. Leave it to T1 fans to argue about anything.
Yep.
Now Dom's pissed.
Anything, bro.
T1. He's a T1 fan hater.
I'm a T1 fan hater.
T1
I like that he said I'm a T1 fan hater because that's what I really am. I'm not a T1 fan. I'm an LCK fan. I'm an LCK fan who just like is perma retweeting every time that T1 does anything good. It's just I like the whole LCK. I just like, the T1 more than everyone else.
And I'm an LCK fan. Like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, bro, what's going on? How can Dom tweet about wearing pajama pants and it just spirals into that? No.
Of course, like that's the weirdest thing about being a content creator. Like, how could it ever spiral into that? How could you just tweet about something like that? I didn't even tweet related to the game. And like an LCK fan is just going to like scrub your VODs and be like, well, 6 months is a technically recent. He goes even further than that, by the way. If you look at the thread, he's like, oh, so we're saying if you're 70, if you said like 5 years ago, like if you were 70 and you wore pajama pants, dude, I've seen old people. What's so funny is I literally just seen a guy talk about how his wife had recently passed away, and it was like a motivational thing where I don't know, it was actually really sad. It was like an old dude talking about his wife passing away, and he said that she recently passed away, and this was like a year and a half ago. And then he said that he was just kind of like existing, and like he essentially said like, yeah, I'm just existing and waiting for my time to come. And then they're like, oh, like how do you get over it? He's like, I'll never get over it. Like that's just life. Like he was like almost saying that he couldn't wait to die to like see her again. That was pretty much what he said. It was actually a really sad video. But like, can you imagine if this T1 fan was in that situation? He would literally go to him and be like, what? Your wife died a year and a half ago. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? Like, this is how these people would interact with somebody in real life. Like, that is so fucking crazy to me. Just imagine that interaction. Like, are you lying? Like, we know she died a year and like, it's such a random thing to lie about. Like, she didn't recently die. She died a year and a half ago, bro. Like, I remember like you tweeting out that she died a year and a half ago. Why? Like, get over it, bro. It would be so mentally ill, bro. It's so crazy.
It's not T1, not me, man. Like SKT, not me, guys. Yeah, that's gotta be too much free time, right? Like, even, like, as a Twitter user, like, non-Dom aside, why would you go through his VODs to try and find him in pajama pants? I don't know. Are you new to the internet? I guess, bro. Probably use AI to scan his videos and find the moment he wore PJs? No way. No way that exists.
Yeah, does that exist, bro? I don't know about AI.
Wow.